So hey anime fans, the series name is What If Naruto Teleported in Harem World with Kurenai. So let's start the series. In the hidden leaf was a blonde-haired teen whom was sighing sitting in the back of the classroom. He was bored out of his mind and had imagined the surprise on the face of his classmates when they see his change in look and design. The once dead last of the academy was sitting there bored out of his mind and wearing a new outfit. His new look was something that fit more along the lines of his profession. Naruto is wearing a thick black top and long ankle-length pants that were black as well. He had black boots on his feet that had hidden panels inside of them. Around his hands he is wearing plated gloves that were reinforced for the use of deflecting swords when they were swung at him, or other sharp weapons. He also had some chakra-resistant armor around his chest as well to give him some extra protection to his most vital spot on his body. The final part of his outfit is a black and green cloak that was given to him from a friend. Today was the day that they were graduated and supposed to get their team assignments. Naruto was not supposed to be here since he was a year behind due to some incidents a while back. He was exempted from most of this process, leading to Naruto becoming the first shinobi to somehow cheat the system even though no one knows his real skill. Naruto reached to his side and pulled out a beautiful silver-handled katana and started cleaning the blade carefully that glistened in the reflection of the sun. Shortly after he was done cleaning his sword, he saw some of the other kids walk in, most shocked by his new look and demeanor of being almost apathetic to everything around him. The main students that caught his attention was the Hyuga heiress Hinata, Shikamaru Nara heir, Kiba Inuzuka, Shino Aburame, Sasuke Uchiha, and Chuji Akimichi. He saw two were still missing from this room and thus was not shocked to hear rumbling in the hallway, and then two fighting their way through the class. They rushed over to Sasuke and started harassing him, and wanting to sit next to him. Sasuke was wearing his usual Uchiha outfit with a blue shirt and clan sign on the back. Next he is wearing white shorts, sandals, tapped-up legs, and his black hair in a fashion of a duck head. Next to him was a pink-haired girl with green eyes just staring at him, while the other is a blonde-haired girl in purple and long ponytail staring at him with affection as well. Naruto just rolled his eyes and just continued cleaning his sword until a brown-haired man with a cut on his nose walked into the room. He started talking about how proud he is of all of them, and hopes they do great things in the field until finally he starts announcing teams. Team 7 is Sasuke Uchiha. The Uchiha grunted, Sakura Haruno. True love conquers all. Sakura, please be quiet. She looked slightly embarrassed before smiling smugly about being on this team with her true love. Ino was pissed, and they glared daggers at each other while Sasuke grunted in annoyance. Finally Naruto Uzumaki, your sensei will be Kakashi Hatake. Naruto sighed. Great, hey Iruka, you see him, tell him I'll be at home. Naruto sheathed his sword, opened a window, and fell out of it scaring some of the students. But when Ino saw him walking down the wall she was shocked but then shouted, Baka, how are you even classified as a shinobi? You failed, remember? Naruto ignored her. Hey, don't ignore me, asshole. Naruto raised up a middle finger, angering her even more. Ino, please take a seat. But Iruka-sensei, how can Naruto be on the same team as two awesome people like me and Sasuke, huh? Iruka sighed at Sakura's offensive comment. To be honest, if you have a problem with this, take it up with the Hokage as he assigned the teams. Plus you two should know that unlike you two, Naruto actually has real-world experience. He then continued listing the team, confusing the students. What world experience did Naruto have compared to them? At a 3-story house, Naruto walked into the room and saw someone in his kitchen and smiled. So you finished that job early, have you? Standing there was a blonde-haired girl, wearing a white full body suit that hugged her frame, about C-cup to D-cup heights, long blonde hair going down her back, and golden eyes. She had a blank expression on her face but carried herself with great grace and power that seemed to come off her in droves. Yeah, the job was easy, Naruto-kun. She walked up to him and kissed him on the cheek, causing him to blush slightly. Good to hear. The payment, A's? Got it stored away. Naruto nodded his head and sat down at the table. She put down some specially made ramen in front of him, and he started eating it with a little more grace than most have seen him with. Ace soon had her own food and sat down in front of Naruto. Ace Wallenstein, Naruto's best friend and by his estimations one of the strongest women he has ever encountered in his life. This woman was someone he met during his early childhood and has become a constant traveling companion. More so, their meeting was completely by accident. Flashback. Naruto was happy. The old man finally let him learn some new stuff related to the life of a shinobi. He had told him about sealing and how that it was an underused art form and sometimes even the greatest seal is better than S-class moves. So hearing this he started mastering his handwriting and making it clean as possible. Thus, he was able to start making high-quality seals and sail them through the Hokage who had him as a private seal maker. While Naruto was not a master by any stretch of the imagination at the age of 10, he was better than most in this lost art. Hiruzen told him how Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, was a master seal user, and so was Kushina Uzumaki, two people he grew up admiring his whole life. Even he and his students were seal users as well, and their legendary status rose due to this. So Naruto wanted to join that rare list of elites, and he knew just how to do it now. While exploring the old sealing library that the Hokage takes him from time to time, he encountered an old scroll hidden in the back. It was an unknown seal that no one knew how it was created, who made it, or what it actually could do. Strange that it was in a place where a child could get it, but given that it came from a private collection of the Hokage, it made sense as well. From this point, Naruto started studying and breaking down the seal based on several parts he was able to pick out. For the most part, it was some kind of teleportation seal that was created to take someone to a faraway place, but it works both ways, so Naruto made sure that he had a copy of the seal in case he needed to return quickly. After spending some time on the seal and creating another version to carry with him, he activated the seal, and the next thing that happened shocked him. Bright lights blared, and soon he found himself standing in the middle of a forest area in an unknown region. What the hell? Looking around, he soon saw smoke and figured it must be a nearby town, and soon headed off in that direction. While there, he saw the differences in this place from the elemental nations. For one thing, people were talking about adventurers, monsters, demons, devils, and even demihumans that were animal-human hybrids, he guessed. Finding a stall, he asked. "Excuse me, ma'am." The woman looked at the young child and smiled. "Hello there, dear, what can I do for you?" Naruto was confused why this woman was nice to him. Every other time in the Hidden Leaf he went to a stall, he was yelled at or stuff was thrown at him. "I'm trying to find some place to do some adventuring. Do you know where I would go?" The woman smiled brightly. "Of course, from here go into the middle of town and look for a large brown building. That is the Adventurers Guild Hall. You'll be able to register there." Naruto thanked the woman only to find his cheeks pinched for his whisker marks on his face and being called cute. After freeing himself from her grasp, he managed to make it to the guild hall she was talking about. Right before he was to go to the front desk, he bumped into a teen about his age. "I'm sorry I didn't see you there." The person turned to him and saw it was one of the most beautiful girls he ever saw in his life. She was wearing silver armor and carrying a small sword at her side, with her bright gold eyes looking back at him. "It's fine, I was doing the same." She smiled at him slightly before someone shouted, "Hey, don't think you're hot shit talking to the sword princess like that." Turning his head, he saw a silver-hair wolf teen rushing up on him and getting his face. "She is above you, asshole, so why don't you get lost?" He grabbed the front of Naruto's shirt, while some of the adventurers looked like they were going to help. But Naruto did not need it, given while he might not be a shinobi, he did train with a strange man with a green jumpsuit and weird hair. He took the teen's wrist and twisted it, causing him to grunt. "What the hell?" He then kicked his legs out from underneath him, and then flung him across the room. He hit the wall with a thud before he then appeared in front of him, and punched his chest, sending him deeper into the wall. "Enough!" Out from the rafters came a red-hair woman with a large buxom figure, and wearing an eye patch with one red eye showing. "Sorry about that, I just don't like being manhandled," she smiled. "No problem. I don't allow members to bully other people, especially future members. That's why you're here, right?" Naruto smiled. "Yep, great, I'm Hifi and you're now one of my adventurers, so get ready to get to work." Flashback end. Naruto remembered that day fondly, as from then on he would visit the world when he could and train there to become stronger. He eventually worked up the courage to partner with Ace, who joined him in his party, shocking most people, as she never took interest in joining a party before, so him having her was a big point to sell. From this point, Naruto soon became a hero in the lands and heralded as one of the highest-ranking heroes in a short amount of time. By the time he was 13, he earned the honor of the highest ranking, Adamantite. Shortly afterwards, Naruto soon began building his legacy and doing things many deemed impossible, while he also started to become more of a grand hero never seen before. The worst thing that happened to him, however, was that his party grew to the point that they drew too much attention at points as the strongest adventurers. The group had to separate itself into smaller groups of his group, and thus forming many more parties. But that was not the end of his troubles. Naruto would be dragged into this world's holy war, but that is a story for another time. After finishing eating, Naruto heard a knock at the door, and saw it was Kakashi Hatake with his silver hair, masked face, and one eye covered by his headband. "Hey, you want to come in?" "We just finished eating," he shook his head. "I was told by Irika this where I would find you. Guess this is payback for me being late all the time, right?" Naruto smiled. "You bet, you pervy bastard," he laughed. "Touché." He looked behind him and saw Ace standing there. "Hey Ace, how is your day going?" She snorted. "Not so great seeing you, perv." The man's sweat dropped. "I can't win, can I?" She turned her head from him, making him mope slightly. "So why are you here, Kakashi?" "I'm here to tell you to meet me at Training Field 7 tomorrow at 10 in the morning. So show up at noon, got it, is that it?" His sweat dropped again. "Yeah, it is." He then shoo-shined away, leaving Naruto to shut his door and enjoy the peace and quiet with his partner. 2 weeks later, Naruto could not be more irritated at this point. He was so hating the life of a genin compared to his time as a rookie adventurer. He was doing nothing more than glorified chores while his teammates saw it beneath them to even do them. Worse, their clients tried to stiff him a few times with fake write-ups, but with Kakashi and the Hokage these were actually doubling his pay. Not too bad on that part. The problem is the jobs. They sucked. During his rookie year, the worst thing he did was help find some missing people, take out small clusters of monsters or demons that were attacking nearby towns, and helping stores by being bodyguards from time to time. This was not even that, and he honestly wished to be back in the other world. That is not even including the team itself. Sasuke was useless, arrogant prick that felt he was entitled to everything and people should pay him for breathing the same air. That pissed him off, but it was worse thanks to Sakura proclaiming his glory and majesty like he was the greatest Uchiha ever. Naruto could count on one hand at least the potentially greatest Uchiha in history. Madara Uchiha the founder, Izuna Uchiha his brother and almost his equal, Mikoto Uchiha the woman that was the greatest female the clan had seen, Obito Uchiha Kakashi's former teammate, and Itachi Uchiha. Personally, he felt bad at first for Sasuke, as after his brother wiped out most of the clan he was all alone minus his mother, who was in the hospital still regaining most of her basic motor functions. In fear someone would try something while at the hospital, Hiruzen had only trusted Anbu guarding her room, and even they were not necessary, as she had killed a few people that tried to take advantage of the situation. Over time, Naruto's pity turned to resentment as he talked bad about his mother, and how weak she was compared to true Uchihas, that he was 5 seconds from snapping his neck. That asshole did not deserve such a great woman, and he would be damned to let her stay to hear this from him. After the exam was over and they passed thanks to him swallowing his pride and feeding his teammates that were tied up, they began missions, which is leading to their current predicament of getting a mission from Irika and the Hokage. Today we have taken out the garbage of the village, escorting some clan members to a nearby town, or capturing Tora again. Naruto grunted. That damn cat is at my house, just tell someone to go and get it there. Unless another cat is nearby, in that case leave it alone, and it will go home on its own. Understood. Hiruzen put the mission to the side knowing it was complete. What? This was actually a common thing given that Naruto had a cat at his home that was a pet of his friends and took care of it. Turned out that Tora, being female, found it as a mate, and now they spend most of their time together. He was expecting kittens soon from the poor female cat given how much he heard them humping during the night. Now then dash, Naruto coughed, getting the Hokage's attention. Please tell me that there is something that at least requires us to do something that actually needs shinobi skills, not something that a garbage man or someone with basic motor skills could complete. Hiruzen hummed. Naruto, you can't talk to the Hokage like that. Naruto glared at the Chunin, making him freeze on the spot. I'm not being disrespectful to the Hokage, but I'm getting tired of these bullshit missions. Naruto walked up and pulled one out of the stack. Dear Hokage, I left a condom in the middle of the park. Please send a shinobi to find it, and dispose of it. He looked at the Chunin, who frowned at this. Tell me how the hell this mission is requiring a shinobi to complete it? Because only a loser is worthy of a mission like that. Entering the room was Team 8 and Team 10, who were laughing at the comment. The Jounin frowned at the comment. Hinata was frowning while Kakashi glared at the teen. Really, you want to know what your sister told me about you when you heard of some of the dangerous missions they did, bedwetter? Kiba froze at this and the group started laughing at him, but Kakashi snapped his fingers. All of you quiet. Naruto raised a point, and thus I think the Hokage is thinking on the matter, right? He looked and they saw the Hokage smoking his pipe and looking down in anger and confusion. Yes, I agree with Naruto and Kakashi on this. I will look into this and find out why some of these missions are coming through and will make sure it is corrected. But he reached into his desk. However, you are in luck, Naruto. A job just came in from you know where and they are asking for you. Naruto raised an eyebrow, taking the scroll and reading the contents. What place would Naruto know that would need a dumbass like him? Kiba snickered at his comment, but Kurenai smacked him. Sorry, Hokage-sama, he waved it off. Don't, I will make sure his family knows about his behavior when I pay a personal visit. He glared at the boy and he shut up on the spot, sweating at what his mother was going to do when she got her hands on him. I see, so when do I leave? Naruto looked seriously at the Hokage. This mission required him for sure. He needed to leave as soon as possible. Immediately, Naruto. I trust you to handle the situation, right? Naruto nodded his head, turning to leave. Take your team with you, this will be good experience for them. Naruto spun around and slammed his hands on the desk, glaring at the Hokage, making him jump a bit. Are you out of your mind? You want me to take them with me on this sensitive matter? Absolutely not. Kakashi can go, but not those two. The last thing I need is fixing a political nightmare because they didn't know when to shut the fuck up. Kurenai and Asuma frowned, but Hiruzen sighed. I know, but it would be good as we are going to be receiving work from these lands more often now, and would be good for others to learn of the countries. Naruto frowned, knowing the old man was right about this. Regardless, I will not take them. They will not respect my word or Kakashi and just cause a scene. Rest assured they will behave, their careers depend on it. He glared at the children in question. But Hokage-sama, turning to Kurenai, how is Naruto more qualified for this mission than any of our teams? I mean, he is just a genin. Naruto bristled slightly at the comment. Excuse you, Naruto. Kakashi got between them and turned to Kurenai. If you have such a big problem with this, then why don't you and Team 10 tag along? Hell, we can ask Guy to come with us. I'm sure this would be a great chance to see this new place. Turning to the Hokage. But I'm sure there are stipulations for this, right, Hokage-sama? He nodded his head, seeing the angry Naruto, and knowing his temper was going to burst soon. Naruto is in charge of this mission. Ranks mean nothing in this new world, so if Naruto tells you to retreat, you better follow this order, or I will hold you responsible for disobeying an order from your village leader, understood? The group shouted, Yes, Hokage-sama. Naruto grunted. Fine, tell everyone to meet at my place in an hour and pack smart. I find one of you is packed full of useless shit, I will personally strangle you to death. Naruto disappeared in a swirl of leaves and retreating to his home. The room was disturbed. What was wrong with the dead last? They never saw him blow up like that before. Kakashi, everyone saw his attention on them. What is about this place that has Naruto on edge? He sighed. Look, it is not my place to give details, but let's just say this place. Naruto, he is held in high regard and he is afraid that we are going to screw up the relationships there, given that he worked hard in building them. So as permission from the Hokage, if you don't follow his orders, then you follow mine, which is follow Naruto's orders. The Hokage agreed. Also note, there is another person going with you close to Naruto. If you disrespect this person, I won't let your families come after them, as they are stronger than most jounin on their own. Kakashi shivered. No shit, she almost neutered me a couple of years ago. After an hour of finding Guy and his team, Kanon, they head to Naruto's place. Whereupon, making sure everyone was ready, only after having Ino and Sakura repack, they knocked on the door. Answering, they saw Aiz, who looked at them with a bored expression and annoyance, given that Kiba, Sasuke, and Lee were looking at her beauty. Hello, pervert and friends, please follow me. The seal is almost ready. Touch a thing in this house and I'll remove the offending limb and charge you. She began leading them down the hall, whereupon entering the main hall, Kiba walked up to her and put his arm around her shoulder. So what is a babe like you hanging out with a beta like Naruto? I mean, didn't you know there are alphas like me in this village? Aiz narrowed her eyes slightly and Kakashi sweat. Kiba, don't dash. Come on, I can show you what it means to be a bitch to a real man. She finally gained a tick mark, and this leads to her stomping on his foot before removing his offending arm and slamming his face into the floor. She then stomped on the back of his head and with her sword drawn. Tenten marveled the look of the blade, but they saw the anger in her eyes. Touch me again, or dare to talk me like that again, or even dare mock Naruto-kun again, and I'll end your life here and now. She removed her foot and motioned for them to follow with her sword in hand. Upon entering the room, they saw Naruto standing there with concentration on his face. Looking at the group, he sighed before pulling out a bag. Put your headbands in this now, Jounin, remove your jackets and put them in the bag. Why? Naruto glared at Asuma. Look where we are going. Shinobi are not exactly welcomed. I'm kinda the exception at this point, and I'm still trying to help them. Not all of us are the same, but they are not welcoming them into their towns and homes, so please just do this. Your stuff will be in this bag when we come back. Kakashi was the first to do this while having his own traveler's cloak given to him to cover himself up after losing his jacket. Asuma, Guy soon followed suit, and by force for some the genin followed. Naruto nodded his head and put them next to the seal, and soon they were all standing on the seal. Alright, everyone, be quiet while we are in town, don't mock or taunt anyone, and for Kami's sake let me do all the talking. He then formed one hand sign and slammed his hand on the seal, and they lit up before teleporting away. Upon arriving they saw a beautiful coastal and water-based town, and in the town they saw something that shocked them. It was a gold statue of Naruto looking majestic and heroic, while people who were animal humans were worshipping the statue. What the fuck? Kiba was the most shocked, but the rest were equally surprised to some level other than Kakashi, who expected this. So we are in the land of Elstia. Yes, Kakashi-sensei, this is the land of the demihumans. Indeed it has been a long time, Naruto. Turning his head he smiled and bowed to a dark-haired bearded man wearing royal robes and a black-haired woman with cat ears and gold eyes. Greetings King Gaira and Lady Kala. I'm humbled in being requested by you. The man laughed before pulling Naruto into a bear hug. It is good to see you, old friend, no need to stand on ceremony here. Naruto smiled and returned the hug before hugged by Kali. Good to see you again, my lady, and may I say you are still as radiant as I last saw you, she laughed. Oh Naruto-kun, you charmer, she kissed his cheeks. I wish Gaira was as flattering as you, he makes me feel so old at times. Naruto smiles and sees the teasing smile. Well, I always thought it was weird that he married such a beautiful woman. Is it possible that you were tricked in marrying older? The man looked offended. I'll have you know I'm not that old. Naruto smiled. Compared to your wife you are, he growled and chased Naruto around. You little brat. Ha, can't touch this. Kali laughed before motioning for both to stop. Back to the matter at hand, Naruto, would you mind introducing your extras today? Naruto frowned but put on a smile. Of course, pointing to Team 10. This is Asuma Sarutobi, the son of the Hokage, and he is a team leader to Shikamaru Nara, the lazy guy over there. Chuji Akimichi, the big-boned teen there. And finally Ino Yamanaka, the blonde-hair girl. The group bowed to the king minus Ino, who huffed, but Shikamaru forced her with his hand on the back of her head and then glaring at her. Seeing him so serious, shut her up. Next we have Team 9 lead by Might Guy. The man flashed a smile and bowed, making the two sweat drop at the odd-looking human. This is his team of Tenten Hirojishi, Rock Lee, and Niji Hyuga. The three bowed with Niji snorting at them, making Gaira growl slightly. Next we have Team 8 Kurenai. Yuhi is the team leader alongside of Kiba Inuzuka and his master Akamaru. Hey! Kiba was smacked by his teacher. Hinata Hyuga, the heiress to the Hyuga clan, and finally Shino Aburame. The two bowed while finally he glared at his own team. This is my team, Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno along with Kakashi Hatake. Ah yes, Kakashi, I heard both good and bad things about you from Naruto. Please note that any perverted actions in this city to the women is punishable by castration. Kali smiled at him, and he started paling. Understood, my lady. She laughed, and Naruto's sweat dropped, but then he sighed when he felt someone on his back. Hello, Naruto-kun. There was a pale-skinned black-haired girl with cat ears and gold eyes. She is wearing a black and white top and bottoms while having two swords behind her. She had a budding figure for someone that was about 17 and still maturing, and having the perfect shaped ass and large heights for her slim figure. Hello Blake, it's been a while? Slut. Sakura pointed her finger at Blake, causing Naruto to freeze in fear. Why else would you dress like that if you were not a slut? Naruto started sweating when he saw the anger in Blake's eyes and the fury in Gaira's eyes. What did you dash? I have to agree, anyone that hangs out with Naruto can't be any better than a whore who would lay with anyone. Sasuke had his nose in the air while Kiba growled. She still make a good bitch. Of course you think a whore be good, Kiba, I mean you would catch STDs from her for sure. What the fuck are you thinking? Naruto finally got loose of Blake, who was in shock by the blatant disrespect she was shown. Whore is she? Gaira was radiating a powerful aura with his wife being absolutely feral. How dare you disrespect my daughter, you little bastards! Kali was about to leap at them and the people around them were glaring at the group. Naruto sighed. I just knew this was going to happen. Damn you, Gigi. Naruto looked at Gaira and stood in front of him. Look, I'll have them out of the city, please calm down, the man growled. Naruto, are you dash? No, I'm not defending them, but at the same time they die by your law's standards, then I'm going to get shit for it back home. Blake looked at him and nodded her head before whispering something to her parents, who then grunted. Naruto, you and Ace meet us at the castle. The rest of you, he growled and flared his animal-like aura. Get the hell out of my city, you are all forbidden from returning unless I say otherwise. Be lucky Naruto saved your lives, or I would personally make your families pay for it. Gaira walked away while Naruto sighed, glad to avoid at least a potential fight, but saw Sasuke about to speak and growled. One word, say one more fucking word and I'll remove your guts here and now, consequences be damned. Kakashi, take them out of this city right fucking now. He nodded his head and escorted everyone out of the city while Naruto sighed, feeling Ace holding his hand. He looked and saw her smiling at him. It'll be alright, Naruto frowned. I hope you are right. The genin and the jounin were waiting on the outskirts of the town, most of them nervous, as many of the demihumans that saw them glared or sneered. They knew things were tense, but for some of them, they feel justified in what they said or just did not care. Kakashi, on the other hand. Sasuke, Sakura, I don't care what you think of Naruto. I don't honestly care how great you two believe you are. But if you step out of line again, I will drop you both. He glared harder, making Sakura nearly faint, while Sasuke glared back. We'll see what the council has to say about that. Kakashi snorted. Go ahead. I don't report to them, I report to the Hokage. And he will have choice words after this is all over. Turning his head, he sees Naruto coming to the group. And he could tell the tension in his shoulders. He was not happy in the least. Our job starts now. And I made some deals. Naruto glared at Sasuke. You say one fucking word, I swear to God I will rip out your heart and make your fangirl eat it. Sasuke snorted. Yeah dash. He found himself on the ground holding his broken nose, trying to stop the blood. Naruto stomped on his chest and kept a straight blade sword that he is carrying now at his throat. Fucking try me. Naruto turned to everyone else. That goes for the rest of you. It took a lot. I mean a lot to get the country not to blacklist you. The king is furious, and so is the queen. And due to my close relationship with them and their daughter, I managed to smooth things over. He glared harder. However, that does not mean you fucking up is not going to be a problem. They've agreed to give other shinobi and kunoichi a chance, but are going to be watching you more closely. After you fuck up again, they will boot your assess out of the village and make sure you never come back. Naruto took his foot off Sasuke's chest and proceeded to walk away from the city while the group only watched in shock. Ace knew this was going to happen, so she just followed his lead, and the group soon followed her. Kakashi, walking up to him, asked, So, what is the job? Simply put, Naruto looked at him with a cold gaze. We are to head deep into the forest nearby. There is a cave that is currently housing goblins. Their numbers are massive, and the king is worried about what this might mean. So, our job is to go in there, wipe them out, and find out how they seem to grow at such a massive rate they can hit entire caravans and walk away with almost no losses. I see. Kakashi turned to the group and explained, Goblins are small green creatures that usually are distinct to the point that you will see them coming in the opening. However, they are known for being crafty and more brutal than most races. They are known for living in large groups and specializing in different forms of fighting and creating elaborate traps in caves and other deep, underground systems. At the same time, most goblins are led by someone powerful or controlled by someone of great strength, meaning we have to approach the main hold with great caution. Kakashi, turning to Guy, he saw his stern face. What is the protocol in dealing with them? Turning to Naruto, the teen felt the eyes on him and sighed. Simple, stay close, don't hesitate to go for the kill blows, be quick and precise, don't fire off dangerous jutsus in tight quarters and rely on each other to deal with multiple enemies at once. Finally, don't hesitate or turn your backs to them. They take advantage of naive idiots all the time, and women are considered either a delicacy or perfect breeding material for them. Wait. Kurenai paled. You mean they dash? Yes, they capture women from towns and villages and rape them to breed more of their own. Goblins, as far as I know, do not have female counterparts, thus leaving them having to breed with other races. Disgusting filth. Kurenai could only wrinkle her nose at the thought of slimy monsters that would dare lower themselves to this. Not their fault. Naruto frowned at her and did not like the glare she was sending him. They are doing this for survival. So you approve of such disgusting behavior? What about your teammate? Would you be okay with Dash? Kakashi appeared in front of her and stopped a sword from piercing her face with a deflection via kunai. Damn, I missed. The group looked on in shock at Ace holding her sword. aiming to kill Kurenai. She was glaring at her. Naruto has seen the horrors of what these monsters can do, and while he understands he does not approve, you would know if you bothered to listen instead of making a prejudiced opinion. Naruto glared at the group and continued walking on with Guy frowning. Kurenai-senpai, that was uncalled for. I agree, Asuma blew smoke. The kid is just realistic about the reasons for the race's behavior. He was not saying he approved of it. Kurenai turned her head in shame for making such a rash action. I realize that now, Kakashi sighed. How about we focus on the game plan, that way we don't trip over each other? The group nodded their head at this, with A's catching up to Naruto and saw his tension. So she grabbed his hand and kissed his cheek. It'll be fine, Naruto smiled at her. I know, just nervous, something about this job does not make sense. Upon reaching the forest and the cave, Naruto and his group waited hidden behind the trees, seeing nothing there but 3 goblins on guard. The genin was shocked at the monsters. Small green creatures with yellow eyes, wearing nothing but loincloths around their waists, and seemed to carry crude weapons. You weren't lying, Naruto. These things are pretty creepy. Kakashi turned to his students, seeing him and A's were already drawing their weapons. So, what is the plan? Naruto turned his head. Who has good aim? Kakashi turned to his fellow jounin, and they shrugged. We all do. But my student Tenten, Guy pointed to the girl with 2 buns in her hair, wearing a pink top and black pants and slipper shoes. She is a crack shot and never misses her target. Naruto looked at the girl and saw that unlike the other girls minus Hinata, she was not a fangirl and seemed to be working on her career rather than her looks. You up for killing some goblins? The girl grinned, but he could see she was nervous. Never killed anyone, but I will help where I can. Naruto nodded his head. Listen, the plan is simple. You are going to hit the goblin that is on the far right while we take out the one in the center, and the one on the left. She nodded her head. Aim for his head and make sure the hit is hard enough to go through his skull. Otherwise, he might alert the other goblins in the cave to our presence, and this will get a lot more difficult. Got it. Tenten pulled out a kunai and looked at the goblin that was wandering off away from the group. She watched as he slowly made it to the point where the other 2 can't see him, and Naruto and A's are already in position, weapons drawn. Taking a deep breath, she threw with all her might and saw it was into the goblin's skull. The goblin in question heard something coming his way, so he turned to see what it was. Unlucky for him, he saw a metal object go through his forehead between his eyes, and the world went black. The other goblins heard a thud and walked over to see what it was. But before they could, A's appeared behind the one on the left. She slammed her sword through the head of the goblin, leaving him falling to the ground dead. The other one, seeing this, was about to say something until a sword went through his neck and then ripped across, causing it to hang off and then fall. The blood spurted out of his body, and the other goblin collapsed with a thud. Naruto sees these 3 are dead, nodded his head to A's, and they cleaned the blood off their blades. Alright, outside cleared, the group quickly moved to Naruto and A's, with all having varying reactions to the brutal scene. The jounin knew that this was going to be part of the job and was aware that Naruto had a history here. But the coldness of his kill reminded them of Itachi, making all but Kakashi gulp at the thought. As Itachi, while he was many things, a monster being prominent, he was one of the most talented shinobi they have seen and honestly could have become Hokage if he tried. Kakashi, on the other hand, was used to this, considering he was one of the few people that Naruto confided in when he needed it. He was there for him when he made his first few kills and then killed his first person, as monsters were a different feeling altogether. From this point, he assured the team that his feelings of disgust and horror are understandable. But when you stop feeling or just kill for the joy of it, then you must worry. For now, he just had to get used to it. Naruto understood, but it took a while to comprehend the whole message. Soon Kakashi became his therapist about this stuff and the person that he relied on when the times got tough, especially after he was gone for so long, and explained to him what happened during the Holy War. Gone was the child that loved adventures and was willing to get his hands dirty to protect innocent people. Now in his place a hardened soldier who drove to conquer everything that comes his way to protect the things closest to him. The genin had varying reactions, with Team 9 being neutral to the scene. Lee understood from his sensei that while he never wanted him to lose his innocence of the world, he had to understand the real cruelty of the shinobi life. He offered the chance to walk away before making his first kill, and he refused, not wanting to turn away from something he knew he could achieve great things. Tenten, she was neutral and impressed someone younger than her could pull off something so brutal in such a short duration. Niji didn't care, as the peasant wasn't worth his attention. He should be the one leading this mission instead of him, as he was born to be superior to some filthy commoner. Team 10 was shocked for the most part, but Shikamaru and Chuji held it in better than most given their parents didn't sugarcoat what their lives would be, more in the sense. Their fathers explained the brutal nature of a shinobi, and what it entails and not the glory that it brings. Both understood and admired that Naruto could be like this as while in class, he was a goofball. But now he was a solid warrior they could honestly say earned their respect. Ino, on the other hand, was thinking, Naruto is a monster, just like the villagers said he is. I can't believe he did something so cruel. Delusional to the end. Teammate Shino and Hinata, while a little pale at all the blood is more adaptive to this premise as while terrifying, they knew that it was coming. Especially since their parents would not send them into the field blind, Hinata's father, especially since he never wanted to lose Hinata, and when she mentioned her interests in medicine, he thought it was time for the Hyuga to expand and maybe join the medical profession. However, when learning of the mission and that Naruto is leading, he told her to steel her resolve and be ready for anything and be prepared to do things she never imagined to survive. Kiba, he was terrified but thinks, ha, if an Omega like Naruto can do this, then so can I. While next to him Akamaru could only rub his nose. After all, he just sensed his partner pissed himself after seeing all the blood. It was sad that the poor dog got such a pathetic partner when he could have done better. Team 7, however, he's a monster, the village is right. He is horrible. I can't believe that he brainwashed people thinking he is a good person. Then those sluts he keeps around, they are just there to trick me into giving up Sasuke-kun. Sakura was horrified, and knees were shaking at what happened before her. That bastard dared to humiliate me, and now he has the gall to use the strength that reserved for an Uchiha? He has no right. I'll show him his place and maybe then those bitches will realize that their true calling is to serve the Uchiha clan. Naruto looked at the group. Alright, listen up, this we're following order and not straying from the group matters the most. First, Kakashi and I will take the lead, as the senior jounin and second in command. It is best to have him by my side in case something happens, and he has some of the best hand-to-hand and weapon combat of the group. No offense, Guy, Asuma. Both men waved it off. Next, Kurenai, you are to pick up in the center. This way, you can cast illusions and have some cover. Make sure you cast them to put them to sleep, as this will give us the best chance to wipe out a large group without much effort, and not bringing a swarm down on us. Kurenai frowned but nodded, not like taking orders from a younger and her inferior in rank. But ultimately, the Jounin knew the Hokage put him in charge for a reason, so no point in arguing. Looking at the genin Naruto's side, follow in and protect Kurenai. She is vital for this plan to work, and at the same time, have only Kunai and Taijutsu on your minds. We can't afford powerful jutsus in this cave. Ha, afraid we'll show you up. Naruto glared at Kiba, but Tenten smacked him. He means idiot, close quarters like this. You could bring the cave down on everyone or injure the group due to how dangerous some of them are. Exactly, Naruto nodded his head to her, so for now on use only weapons and taijutsu. If you are using hand-to-hand, please aim for the kill shot, as this will promise our safety. Shikamaru and the others agreed, minus the 4 assholes who were wanting to ignore him. Niji just refused to listen to a commoner, and someone that is his junior, and should not be speaking as if he is superior to him. Naruto looked at Guy and Asuma. You two, I want to cover the group on both sides and checking corners. If there are hidden passageways that we miss, I want to know, as this might use them for performing a pincer attack. Got, Yash. Naruto-san, I shall make sure my flames of youth snuff out these horrible creatures. Naruto laughed a bit. Good to know. Turning back to the cave. Alright, let's get moving. Ace, cover the rear in case someone falls behind. Right. The group proceeded down into the caves. While traveling, Naruto had a torch out to light up the way, and when passing by a nearby hole, he saw nothing there. He whispered, No totem. Huh? Kakashi looked at his student. What is wrong with no totem? Naruto turned to him. Usually a group of goblins this big would be led by a magic caster goblin. However, the lack of a totem means that they are not. Isn't that good? Asuma frowned at the negative speak. No, it is bad. This lacking sign means I have no idea who is leading them or how strong they are. Naruto grimaced. If worse comes, as a goblin champion or lord comes into the mix, I might have to pull out the big guns, and I hate doing it, especially when there are some things I still haven't told the Hokage yet. Follow behind close, and if anyone wanders off, Ace finds them immediately. She nodded her head, and they pressed on. Once they walked about a mile or so, they found a room with light in it. Naruto motioned them to shush so he could peek out, and is surprised to see a vast open space that looked too much for an ordinary cave. In fact, at the bottom of the hole, he saw the goblins were all gathered down there, enjoying the fire, talking, and disgustingly raping some of the women they had on hand. Shit, we got hostages and rape victims. Naruto motioned Kurenai up. She was horrified of this information. Listen, here is what you're going to do. I want you to put all the goblins to sleep and the victims. This way, we can move down there quick and start killing all the goblins that are there. Okay, but what about the women? Naruto frowned at the question. Kill the goblins first and then save the women. This ensures we are free to leave without resistance. But shouldn't we save them first? Turning to Hinata, he shook his head. No, sadly it is easier to deal with the goblins now. That way, we can have a clear path to the surface. Now please cast the illusion. Kurenai nodded her head, and after doing some hand signs she said, Genjutsu, eternal slumber. The goblins below them started yawning from the sudden sense of being tired before finding it too hard to stand up or stay awake. In time the group passed out, and the party proceeded down the pathway. In doing this, they managed to deal with the enemy in question by quickly taking a group and starting to dig their kunai and daggers into their chests. Doing this, Aiz and Naruto were moving faster than the others after going from head to body to make sure they stayed down. Kakashi and the other jounin were working with the Jin and showing them what they needed to do. Most took to it okay except for a few. Ino refused, claiming she wouldn't be a murderer like Naruto and his friend Sakura, sharing the same opinion, while Sasuke and Neji declined to claim it beneath them to do the work of peasants. After killing the last goblin, Naruto heard thuds coming from the side. Incoming people, we have an enemy on the way, must be the leader. The group formed upon each other. Out of the darkest part hidden by a cloth came a monster. However, unlike the goblins, this being was as tall as a tree, built with large muscles, dark gray skin, golden eyes with black surrounding the eye, and small horns coming out of his head. The man had a giant club in his hand and was glaring down at the human filth before him. So, this is why my soldiers are not responding to my calling. Stupid goblins, useless all of them. Naruto narrowed his eyes. A troll, how lovely. Nobody does anything rash, we need to dash. Neji without waiting charged the monster. You will fall, fool, as it is fate's decree to fall to a superior being. Without warning, he threw some powerful strikes of Juken into the monster's leg and leaped up to hit it in the face and chest. Whoa, he is moving so fast. Hinata, is that your family's taijutsu style? The shy girl grew red in the face of the attention. She hated when people looked at her. Well, not everyone, but still just when there is so much on her at one time. More, she hated it when the girls asked her questions. Yes, it is. My cousin is strong in the art style of using this to fight. However, the problem is that while talented, he's still a member of the branch family, so his talent does not mean much to most. She frowned deeper, thinking about other reasons she did not like her cousin anymore. Okay then, that explains the fate stuff he is always going on about. Turning to Tenten on the comment, she sighed. Yes, sadly, he has become obsessed with fate and deems it the one true divine thing in this world. Naruto growled in annoyance. It must be some kind of day to piss off Naruto or something. Everyone just wants to see me pissed, Aiz sighed. Well, he is about to learn a harsh lesson in dealing with trolls. Naruto nodded after seeing him hit the troll in the chest again, and then landing on the ground with a smug smirk. Fall like the weakling you are, Naruto sighed. Yeah, that doesn't work. Trolls have tremendously hard skin, making me impervious to most physical attacks other than by weapons. Hand-to-hand is pointless unless you are of their species or a superior species. Humph. As if a filthy commoner like you knows dash. Naruto quickly pushed the boy out of the way when the troll lashed out and slammed his club into Naruto, sending him flying. Naruto! Aiz was furious. She turned to the monster. Ha, so that is the legendary hero. What a joke. First I think I'll kill him to boost my standings, then I'll kill you men and that stupid dog. Finally take the women as my slaves to breed a new army with. He raised his club again, but this time fell to the ground. What the? Looking down, he saw his right leg cut off from the knee, and he had fallen due to the lack of balance. Turning his head, he was about to say something until he found himself hit in the face with a sharp object. You bastard! How are you moving after that strike? Naruto had recovered quickly, but the group could see his right arm broken as it hung limply at his side. More, he had a cut on his forehead and blood streaming down his face. But the thing that scared the teens and made the jounin on edge is that one of his eyes was red with a slit in them. Simple fool, you're too weak to oppose me. The darkness in his tone was sending shivers down the backs of everyone present. The troll looked into his eye and swore he saw a dark silhouette appear behind him. It took the form of a red fox with red eyes glaring down at him, 9 long tails flowing behind it lazily. But it snarled at the man looking at the troll as if he was prey. No, he knew that he was prey to this monster, no, this demon among humans. You're not human! What the hell are you? I'm just a hero that is pissed off and wanting to end this stupid mission and head home. Without warning, he swung his blade, removing the troll's head from his body before sighing, "That's that." Naruto sheathed his sword and walked off the corpse of the monster, seeing the group looking terrified at him except for Aze. She just nodded her head, understanding why he was so furious. Turning around, he saw Neji glaring at him, so he walked up to him. Neji sneered, "What do you want, peasant?" Crack! Without warning, the teen's head flew back, and he found Naruto sitting on his chest. Another fist rained down on him, breaking his nose for sure. Then he smashed his jaw, probably breaking his jaw. The teen tried to get up but found the pressure put on his chest was too much, so he resorted to trying to buck him off. Sadly, this failed due to Naruto just sitting there on his chest and beating on his face. "You fuckers seem to be under the impression you're superior to me. Well, let me put it frankly for all to know. In this world, I'm the strongest. Hell, in our world, I'm sure I'm among the strongest. Not because of my shinobi skills, but what I can do outside of that. My power, speed, and agility and intellect surpass you, fool. But you just keep pissing me off and trying to become superior to me by attacking unknown variables without heeding my warnings." He then sighed, stopping his punching before a black aura formed around him. "You know what irritates me more than any of this? I'm trying to keep you all alive, so it is one less thing I fall asleep seeing in my nightmares. But you keep doing it. I hate people like you. But I'm not going to let you throw your lives away due to your egos. But if you ever, and I mean ever, try to disobey me or go against me in this world," he glared at the teen, and he swore. His eyes turned black and red outline for his eyes. "I'll kill you myself." Naruto turned his aura off and got off the teen's chest before sighing, "Check the survivors and take them to surface. Anyone not doing that, make sure the corpses are corpses. If not sure, just put your kunai through the head again to be certain." Naruto proceeded to the curtained-off portion of the cave. "I'm going to see what the troll was doing here." The group got to work with Aze helping the women and the children that were in the cave, while Kakashi was keeping a close eye on the genin, to make sure they don't follow Naruto. He was sure while the boy didn't want the political backlash, he was confident that no matter what, he was going to kill the kids if he pushed any further. He made it clear. He protected them from Gaira and his people executing them, but he was not going to defend them if they put his own life in danger. Knowing this fact, the clans would be required to pay him back for all the damage he suffered and the insult to the royal family. "Kakashi?" Turning, he saw Guy looking at him. "I'm sorry about Neji. I have tried to cure him of his unhip attitude, but sadly, that has not been possible. I've noticed, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Stuff like this happens more often than not with Naruto here. I'm curious, my rival, does you know a lot about this world?" Kakashi nodded his head before grabbing Sasuke by the back of his shirt and tossing him back over to the group. "Those goblins still need stabbing. Get to work." "I'm a Yuk dash. Finish that sentence. And I promise I'll remind you what happened the last time you claimed that." He glared at the teen who snorted and got to work. He didn't want to be buried up to his neck in the dirt again. "But back to your question, Guy. Yes, I know a lot about this world through Naruto. Honestly, I'm one of the few that knew of its existence before coming here." "Then, could you answer something about the town we were in a while back?" "Sure, what is it?" Guy took a deep breath and asked, "What is the deal with the golden statue?" Kakashi rubbed the back of his head and laughed. "That? Well, Naruto told me once, and at first I didn't believe it, but after he showed me more proof, then I started to." He pulled out of his pocket a book and handed it to Guy. He looked at the cover and read, "Followers of the Hero?" "Yep, that is essentially a Bible based on following Naruto as some sort of god." You could hear a pin drop in the cave. No one could say anything other than just staring at Kakashi. Kurenai was the first to recover. "Very funny, Kakashi." "Oh, I'm dead serious, Kurenai. I had a hard time wrapping my head around it. But after so long, it seems to be true. The demihumans view Naruto as some kind of divine deity and should be worshipped as such." "What the hell, the dope?" Kiba shook his head. It's impossible. I mean seriously, he failed the year previously. Indeed, Niji snorted, that foolish asshole is nothing special. I know from personal experience since he refused to show up to class that year. Kakashi frowned. Well, fate's bitch. The room snickered at the nickname, while he glared and he just rolled his eyes. Naruto was busy at that time in this world when something came up. It is not my place to speak about it, but you should know the world is in better shape than it was about a year ago. Indeed, Ace looked at them. Before this the countries were always on edge, but thanks to Naruto and his movements, we have managed to make most countries come to peaceful terms with each other, and remove many of the corrupt politicians in power. Interesting, the group jumped, hearing Sakura scream, and saw that she was attacked by one of the goblins. It had faked his death, and when Sakura kicked him, he leaped up and started attacking her, cutting her up severely. But Ace quickly decapitated the monster, forcing it to fall over. However, the creature's blood spurted out of the body and covered Sakura head to toe in blood, and she only screamed more. Who the fuck is screaming? It's Sakura, Naruto-kun. Fucking figured. Tell her to shut up, even the dead have ears. Sakura, having been dosed with blood, jumped to her feet and shouted, Shut, you fucking son of a whore! Sakura got no response and smiled smugly, thinking she finally shut up the dobe, showing him that he was dash. The train of thought stopped when a sword is glistening next to her head, showing she cut the cheek. You ever disrespect Naruto's mother again and I personally will remove your head from your shoulders. Turning her head, she saw Ace. But unlike regular blank expression, there was fury in her face. Her eyes were glowing gold and seemed to have a fire emerging from her right eye. Her body was covered in a golden light, and thus making the ground crack beneath her. But before this could go any further, Naruto shouted, Fuck! Ace, take everyone and get out, I got a new problem to deal with right now, and don't need the distractions. Right, grabbing the girl, she motioned the Jounin and Genin, follow me and stick close, we have to get out of here now. Kakashi and the others nodded, grabbing the Genin and started moving at a fast sprint. The women were picked up by shadow clones of Ace and the Jounin. The hell is going on? Simple, something is coming, and Naruto needs us out of the way so he can do his job. Kakashi's eyes widened. You don't mean those things summoned dash? Yes, they did from what I can sense, Kakashi gulped. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Turning to Asuma, he whispered. A demon, those monsters summoned a demon to this world. A demon, you mean like the Biju? Kakashi shook his head while seeing the aura back in the cave was getting heavier, making him move faster. No, the Biju are created from chakra, so they are like a physical manifestation of pure energy, while these things, they are real demons, the kind that enslaves inferior races, eat humans, rape and pillage whatever they want. Honestly, Naruto and his friends told the Hokage and me about some of these demons, and let me tell you, we are lucky they never found a way to our world. Those things are worse than any of the Biju, or enemy shinobi could be. How bad can they be if it takes Naruto to beat them? Shikamaru was trying to analyze the situation and study how much Kakashi knew. From what he can gather, he is right about these demons, as he sensed an ominous presence in the cave. But he was not sure who it was. Back in the cave, before everyone took off, Naruto was busy looking around the room of the troll. He noticed that it had a tattered flag hanging above a throne that seemed to be made of the corpses of people it killed. So, he is a survivor of the Holy War. That crest alone tells me that he a follower of Higmuk. The crests were important to monsters as this signified their gods and who they worshipped or revered to. This one was the god of all orcs, trolls, and goblins, and thus was known for bloodlust and chaos. Seeing this made Naruto realize that. He looked down on the floor and saw a transmutation circle with a pentagram in it. From this, I see, so you were trying to summon your master into this world. No telling who, though. Gods are forbidden entering the mortal realm. So, who were you trying to summon then? Naruto looked closer at the circle and saw that it was made of human blood, as trolls bleed black while humans bleed red, meaning that this monster was using humans for this ritual. Before Naruto could examine it more closely, he hears a scream that sends him falling back on his ass and holding his broken arm in pain. Damn it! Who the fuck is screaming? It was Sakura, Naruto-kun, he growled. Note to self, never bringing these damn fools on another job into this world. It was too much trouble. Fucking figured, tell her to shut up. Even the dead have ears. He stood up and proceeded to look closer at the circle, but heard Sakura shout something at him. He didn't bother to listen in closer, but he noticed something off about the ring itself. It was glowing, meaning it was ready to bring something to this world. How I didn't give it any blood, and I know that dash, then it hit him. The goblins, they bleed red and might not be worth the same amount as humans are, but they still make up a considerable amount. So it is possible that through the absorption of the blood on the ground and the goblin that was still alive, this means the circle worked, or that it cut up Sakura badly and was absorbed into the ground. Fuck A's, get everyone out of here. I'll handle this. But I can't do it if they are all here. He felt their presence moving away from his location and turned back to the circle. He saw a dark-skinned woman with red eyes appear with short red hair and a white bird on her shoulder. Well, if it isn't the legendary hero that I heard so much about in the underworld, you look worse for wear. Naruto grunted. A demon, go figure. Guess that troll knew how to do something's right, he glared. So, who are you? She smiled. My name is not important. But you should know that I'm going to be the demon that killed the legendary hero. Naruto shook his head. I doubt it, Naruto sighed. So I guess that you're some lower-ranked demon that was summoned here by the troll as it couldn't summon who it wanted originally. The woman shook her shoulders. Who knows, that damn thing might be smarter than goblins. But it is not by much, I'm afraid. But it won't matter, I'll be able to summon my love to my side. Then we can both bask in the fact that our master will be pleased with our effort. Naruto glared at her. So, you're a minor demon then? Guess that makes sense while you're not powerful. I can tell you're going to be a pain in the ass for sure, she glared at the teen. Bold talk from a man about to die. With your death, my master dash. Naruto sighed and rubbed the back of his head with his left arm. Man, I hate doing this. But with my arm this way, I can't afford to screw around, so, I guess you get the VIP session. Bear witness to the last thing you'll ever see. Standing there, Naruto started to glow brightly, and the demon noticed something was happening. Whatever it was, she did not like it as it reminded her of those damn priests that sealed her kind away ages ago. Go, my loyal pets! Out of the shadows came dark monsters like cats that charged at Naruto, but were destroyed upon reaching him. Naruto soon glowed so brightly that the entire cave was basking in the light and blinding the demon. The light dimmed, and she was shocked to see what was standing before her. The teen before was now gone, and in its place was a man wearing lightweight white armor. His right arm is covered in the armor plating to shield it, and out of his back was 12 white wings of pureness. Above his head was a halo. His eyes were now calm blue but swarming with power. No! You can't be a seraph. They wouldn't dare to enter this world? You're right about that, but you see, I'm not a seraph. I'm a human that can take the form of a seraph, so I guess you can say I'm them without all the pesky restrictions. Naruto snapped his finger and created a sword made of light with a handle. Now then, shall we dance? The demon growled and fired off more of her minions who died upon reaching him. Naruto strolled to her and frowned. For a minor demon, I was expecting more, but if this is all you can do, throwing minions at me, then I guess it was pointless in me doing this. However, I hate wasting time and thus have to end this, for your sinful nature is sickening to me. He aimed his sword at her and made a dash and sliced off her arm. She screamed from the pain and moved to the other side of the cave. Need a hand? She smiled. Not from the likes of you. She looked at the bird on her shoulder, and it quickly covered her in a green aura. This regrew her arm and made the one on the ground turn into larvae. Disgusting, you demons are bastardizing the purity of that animal. The woman smiled, and her nails glowed red. Fuck you, you self-righteous angel. Crashing jail. Soon a black cloud crashed down on Naruto, and she dashed for the exit. If I can get out of this cave, I have a chance to kill some humans and increase my strength and then dash. She found herself shocked when running into some kind of barrier. Hitting it, she noticed it was a holy barrier, making her gulp. Standing there unharmed from the attack was Naruto, but he sent away his sword and soon formed holy spears behind him. Now then, shall we end this farce? She frowned. She knew she was screwed no matter what. Accepting this, she waited for the attack with one more taunt. So, you know my love will hunt you down and kill you for what you are about to do to me. The seraph smiled. It matters little to me if he is as weak as you, then it won't be a problem. So please cease your existence. You're demonic scum. He snapped his fingers, and the holy spears sped at her, causing her to scream from the pain. An explosion rocked the cave, and Naruto quickly teleported out of there, letting it fall in on itself. Outside the cave, Aiz watched and waited and saw the place falling apart. She knew Naruto was dealing with the demon down there, and that he would just teleport to safety. Knowing him as she does, She knows he is using his seraph blood to defeat the demon due to his injured arm. Without the wounded arm, he could have killed her easily, but better not to risk it. No. So, with Naruto still in the collapsing cave, can we just assume that he dash? Kiba was stopped when Kurenai squeezed his shoulder with a glare. Hey, turning their heads, they see Naruto walking to them from a nearby tree line. Naruto, turning to Aize, I'm glad you're safe. Naruto smiled and pulled her in close before kissing her gently. I'll always come back to you, my love. After all, we made a promise, remember? She blushed and turned her head away. Kakashi watched the scene with a smile on his face while looking up at the sky, whispering, Sensei, I promise your son is doing well now. He has so many wonderful things and has accomplished so much in a short time. I know you two would be happier to be here with him. And you two would have loved her. He imagined a smiling red-haired woman standing behind Naruto and a blonde-haired man also standing there watching on with smiles on their faces. It brought a tear to his eyes. He was a proud older brother, especially to a man that achieved his dream of having a harem of his own even if he never wanted it. Damn it, he was so jealous right now.